Yesterday, my channel reached a huge milestone by hitting 1,000 subscribers. Thank you for following. I don't know how to say thanks. You know that I want to make this my job. I want to do market commentary, chart analysis, live streams. I want to do all of those things, produce better content, help the retail trader get some good info. And that's why I'm always plugging books like these. I want to help people know where to start. All right, get off of Twitter, get off of Reddit. Go read a book by Thomas Bulkowski. This book too, also incredible. I want to share this information. That's why I'm here. I want to help people. And I just love doing this too. So thank you for following. I don't know what to do to say thank you. So I took a couple of videos that I had marked as private and I made them public. Maybe a little different view or more personal view of what my life is like is interesting. I don't know, but there you go. They're kind of weird videos because I'm kind of a weird guy. So I do overtone singing as a meditation. And in the past, I have posted about that. But when I started this channel, I made all the videos that were irrelevant to, the stock market private. And you can go view those now if you go back to the beginning of my post history. So, okay, enough of that. Let's get into the charts. Right now, I have pulled up my Elliott wave analysis, and it is getting better with time. It is getting better with time. Thank you for bearing with me while I learn this. I have here shown the end of minute wave 2 and the beginning of minute wave 3. And this sub-minuet wave here, 1, ended yesterday. And we started sub-minuet wave 2. And in yesterday's video, I said if the price were to drop, that would be an extension of sub-minuet wave 2, and it would reach between 1227 and 1250. And we actually had a low of 1257. So that price target and that extension of the second minuet wave was good. Of course, I didn't want to see that happen, but I acknowledged and knew that it could, and the Elliott wave analysis helped me find that target. So now that we've had this extension of the sub-minuet wave, what's next? I think that we actually had the first indication of the bullish reversal from this little downtrend at the very end of the day. You can see that this pennant is pretty poorly formed, but I think this is where it should belong. I cut out the tops here because these look like pipes, and typically that expresses an overextension. And so I went with the tops of the wicks from the prior candles to draw the upper trend line from the very peak. And this gives me a very nice ending diagonal triangle. Is that what that is? Just like the last pennant? Hey, the last pennant broke out pretty strong. And at the very end of that pennant, I remember sentiment was awfully low. I'm going to show what that was. So you can see that there's a pennant here, and I have it as the same color. And I remember sentiment down here was very low, and I said, I'm still bullish, and I have reasons for that. And then the next day, the price popped and reached a price target. And that is exactly what I'm hoping will happen again tomorrow, is that we're going to see a reversal, a bullish reversal, and a push higher as we begin sub-minuet wave 3, which I have a high target of 1673. Now, it only has to get higher than wave 1. It only has to get higher than wave 1. So maybe if it comes up and tests the top of this channel, that'd be good. But if it extends, which is likely, I really do expect it to reach higher. I thought that we might get here today or on Friday. I wasn't sure because it just depended on whether or not that sub-minuet wave 2 were to extend. And it did extend. And it extended to the level I thought it would. And now we see a bullish breakout of that smaller pennant. So I'm optimistic moving into tomorrow. I know that the markets did some scary things today, and that sentiment is just awful. Whenever there's a red candle, it's like, ah! But really, it's not that big of a deal. Not in the technical analysis. Why? Well, let me tell you a few reasons. Reason 1, look at the valleys. Low, higher low, higher low, higher low. We still haven't set a lower low yet. We haven't set a lower low. Yes, we have a lower high here at that target, and you can see that that's also a level of resistance back here as well. But I think that the third sub-minuet wave will surpass this. That this is a half-staff formation if I apply my Bulkowski analysis. And I'm really looking for 100% extension, which I think I got labeled out here. Yeah, it's 1673. So if we can get that, hey, that's going to set an even higher high and continue the bullish momentum. And we'll see new highs next week with any luck. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit onto the 1 minute chart. We can see the, let's see here, the sub-minuet waves. So in a corrective wave, you're going to have first a corrective 3-wave pattern. And then that 3-wave pattern turns into a sub-minuet 1. we had a retrace for 2, and then 3 extends 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 3 comes down to here. 4 comes up to here. You can see it overlaps wave 1 of this is like a microwave. Like there's one wave below my submenu wet waves. I know that. I'm gonna call them microwaves because I just don't have a good way to relabel everything, and really they break rules. Like this first drop off of the microwave of the submenu wet wave 3, it shouldn't overlap the wave 4, but it does, and that's pretty common on the intraday charts. It's brief and it's quick, and it can happen, and the authors here acknowledge that it's a thing, so I'm not overly concerned with it. So 4, and then you find that low of 5, and then what happens? The price breaks out of the pennant, touches down to confirm it, and starts to move higher, and that is what happened down here as well. So let's see here. At what point was that? If you extend this top trend line of that pennant, you can see that these first candles, and this actually looks better on the 15-minute. They come down, they touch that trend line after they break out. Right there, that candle. I believe today's close was very, very similar to this. In fact, the waveform is the same. It's the same waveform analysis. And here you can even see wave 4, I should say microwave 4, comes into the bottom of that one. So this is incredibly similar, and I feel the same way I did at the end of that last pennant. Like we're about to see the price move higher. And what's super exciting about this is that this is not a minute wave. It's a submenu wet wave, and it's the third submenu wet wave of what I believe is the beginning of a 3rd-minute wave. So the third of a third is going to be a big move, and that 3rd microwave could also be a big move. Consider what happened back here when we had our first little half staff formation, our first little pennant. The price just gapped up and then just ran and went up and up and up and up, and then it ran in after hours as well and opened high. I'm expecting a similar move like this, but instead of coming off of a small pattern like this tiny little pennant, it's coming off of a larger pattern. It's still pretty small, but it is bigger. It is happening on 1 degree higher than the previous. So you can see that this was a, let's see, if this is a minute wave, this is a submenu wet wave. I guess this is also a submenu wet wave, isn't it? Nonetheless, I'm optimistic that we're going to get a push higher out of this area. I'm not bearish, not at all. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Let's talk about the 15-minute chart and zoom out. Look at these lows. That's a higher low, and this is also a higher low. I'm not really worried until we break, the bottom of the corrective phase. And that came down to somewhere around 1175-ish. And we're well above that. We're $1 above that. I'm going to open up the 1-minute chart and look at my day trades, which were pretty bad, to be honest. I love to catch a falling knife. I like to tell people I take risks, so you don't have to. And today I assumed a lot of risk. Yep, I said, you know what? I want to go big or go home. I'm going to risk all my week's gains. I was up like 30% this week. I started with $675 and I worked myself up to $1,000, which wasn't hard to do with $675. And so I just started right away to just start buying calls. I bought 10 $16 calls because I said, hey, if we can get the top of minute wave 3 today or tomorrow, those will run in the money and that'll be great. I can make money there. So I bought those. Not wise. And then I started to try to catch the bottom, and I got close. I bought this valley here and I bought, what was this, 5 June 10th $13 calls. The price kept falling, and so I loaded up more at the next valley. I got 3 more of those calls, and then the price dropped one more time, and I thought about buying more calls, but I said, no, don't do that. Oh my goodness. And so the rest of the day played out pretty flat, and then we closed high. We did break this downtrend, which started at the high at $16. So this is a little bullish breakout. A little bullish breakout at the very end of the day, right when sentiment is just awful. So that's what my day trades were. I am holding red. I currently am still up on the week, believe it or not. I'm still up on the week. If the open's red, I might just take stop losses at my break even. So for the week, I'm flat. But if the open's green, ooh, yeah, I've got so many contracts right now. I have those 8 June 13th calls, and then I have these 10 June 16th calls. So if we have an explosive AMC special tomorrow, yeah, I've got enough contracts to make me smile if the price goes up. If it doesn't go up, I might take some losses, but I'm here for the fun of it. Gamification on. Let's look at SPY really quick. I do know SPY did some dramatic things. You know, like that's pretty dramatic. That's pretty dramatic. Let's open up a different style here. Let's get the colorful charts up here with indicators. Oh yeah, look at that daily candle. That's that's a breakout. That's a breakout to the downside. That's not great. This looks bad. This is as bad as it looks. It is. It really is. And implied volatility is now starting to increase on the price decline. That's not great. This is not looking good. I just can't say it enough. Like, red alert. You know, best case scenario is you get a bounce off of that and we get a right angled and descending broadening formation like that. But we're going to need a touch point here. And what we need for that is a pullback. A pullback into that rectangle that we were trading in before. And, see, that would be a pullback of this pattern, which would then form this pattern. Now, pullbacks are pretty common. Bulkowski does have a webpage about this, and he gives plenty of examples, and he talks about the guidelines and how to trade them, which is all really good. I think, ultimately, he says it takes 11 days to get back to the breakout price, so maybe we go in for a second bottom. Yeah, a second bottom. Maybe the price keeps dropping, right? Keeps dropping for a couple of days. We go into free fall. CPI data is going to be released tomorrow, and that could send the markets lower for a couple of days before we find more support and we get this even bigger double bottom. But really, I'm optimistic that CPI data won't be as bad as people think they are, and we get this nice sweep push higher to form pipe bottoms and to give us a nice touch down here for a right angle to broadening standing formation. This is optimistic. I am being optimistic. Because that dump looked dumb to me. It's like, come on, really? So dumb. What is that, right? And then the volume picks up at the very end of the day, of course. Applied volatility picking up. It just feels like a slingshot, right? Because we were already in a downtrend. There's the high. I mean, okay, that's the most conservative downtrend. But if you start here, look at these downtrends. How many degrees of severity are we talking about here? How much acceleration? I mean, come on. That thing's in free fall there for a moment. Over what? So I think this is a fake out. I do. I think it's a fake out, and we'll see the price bounce back tomorrow, and be like, "Whoa, what? The price is soaring back higher. CPI data came in a little bit lower. Has inflation peaked?" And then AMC's gonna be like, after the races. And if not, that's gonna suck. Maybe you heard my zipper there on my jacket make some noise. Okay, so yeah, SPY is looking really scary. Yep, don't want to talk about its bearish potential yet. IWM's doing the same thing, doing scary stuff, just dropping, just like all of a sudden. And, you know, this has to be peak fear. I mean, this is nuts. You can't even make a flag out of it. I was trying to make a flag out of it. And it's like, ooh, that's bad. That's bad. Of course, this would make a beautiful bear trap. A beautiful bear trap. So, yeah, I'm holding a bunch of calls right now. I'm holding a bunch of calls right now in the face of the potential of a market crash. But my analysis says it's time for AMC to go up. And even this drop, I think, could pull back, you know, pipe bottoms, pull back up into the patterns here, the flags, the handles, and then that is the preparatory move to gather the momentum to break these other downtrends. Cap, you're crazy. Yeah? You think? Have you watched me trade? Okay, let's look at Gamestop. Okay, Gamestop. What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? Okay, yep. Just like AMC, having a hard time. Breaking an uptrend, which AMC did not do, but GameStop did. That's interesting. Trying to find some bottoming support here. I don't know how I feel about that. That looks like 1, 2, 3, and this can't be the shortest wave. So 4, it could be 5. This could be done. It really could be. I haven't done an Elliott wave analysis on GameStop yet. I'm thinking about doing that. This is where I need more time. I would do full Elliott wave analysis on SPY, IWM, and Gamestop if I had time to, but I just don't. I mean, I'm still trying to read this book, and I still have a full-time job. Like, this is a lot that I'm trying to do. I can't do everything I want to until I put down one thing or the other. So I am so ready to quit my job. Like, my work environment's terrible. So maybe I just vlog that a little bit, that I'm just like up to here with my workplace. Okay, so that's AMC, SPY, IWM, GameStop, and I think that's all I want to cover. Thanks for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers. I really do appreciate it. It means a ton. I'm holding a bunch of calls going into tomorrow, so check in tomorrow and see if I got wrecked or how I did, because I'll be sharing my day trading progress as well. I'm going to be sharing my day trading chart. So, happy trading.